Hi there, and welcome to our emotional regulation class. My name is Tom. I'll be your host for this event. And we developed this class because we have quite a few people that identify that they have a hard time regulating their emotions or that they feel very intensely when crisis hits. And so we developed this module as a basic guideline of tips and tricks that you can use to try and help to regulate your emotions in the moment, and then how to problem solve those once that moment has passed. So now we didn't make up any of the program. A lot of this was heavily borrowed from other places. There's a strong component to DBT. Not that we just want to put it out there that our facility isn't certified in DBT. However, the skills, we do use those skills on a regular basis. As far as like, there's certain skills that work exceptionally well for emotional regulation. And so, just throwing that disclaimer out that I am not a certified DBT therapist, but this isn't a DBT model. There will be a few other things with mindfulness and CBT as well. One of the things with this is because this was identified for people with regulating their emotions or having a hard time with that, we want to make sure that you're feeling safe. So if you are feeling so overwhelmed that you are contemplating suicide or ending your life, while these techniques may be helpful for you, we want to make sure that you have supports, because if you're feeling suicidal now, that is much more acute and it kind of beyond the scope of what we can help you with in this moment. And we want to make sure that you get the help that you want. So locally and in our province, I'm just going to put these numbers up on our screen, and these are going to be down in the link as well. So this is for Northern Manitoba and for Manitoba in general. We also put in the National Prevention Suicide Prevention Hotline. So we want to make sure that you're supported in the moment. If you are not in crisis at this moment, that is great. And if you're looking at trying to enhance your skill set in terms of regulating your emotions, then I hope that you'll find some benefit from this. Now, when we're doing this, I will want to highlight that this is not the only way that you can regulate your emotions. There are certainly hundreds of techniques out there. We developed this because this is kind of the guidelines that we kind of followed and that we found were fairly effective. And so without further ado, we're going to start into that. So we always like to start with where you're at now. And so how do you cope now? And so I want you to list, three things that you do now that either are effective or sometimes effective, and I want you to write those down. Okay, and then to be more specific, I want you to write down, are they, when are they effective? Because sometimes things will work in one scenario and they won't work in another. Okay, so now that you've done that, we're going to talk about, strategies to get to a calmer place. So one of the key things that we want to do is we want you to remove yourself from the stressor. So if something's happened, whether that's a massive argument with a partner, or there's been a traumatic event, if you can get yourself to a place where there's lower stimulus or a safer place, that's what we want you to do first and foremost. Okay, so removing yourself from the scenario will oftentimes de-escalate the sensations within minutes. The second thing that we can do is breathing. So a breathing technique that we use is diaphragmatic breathing. And we're going to put the link down to an entire video on that, because we've already done a video for that for our coping skills class. So I'm going to put a link to that if you're looking for ways of doing that, to check that out. And we're going to do the same with progressive muscle relaxation. Progressive muscle relaxation is the intent of tensing muscles purposely, and then getting the body to try and get it to relax in the moment. And this is that's a little bit more aggressive approach than the breathing. Again, we've done a video on this. I'm gonna put the link down into the video so that you can refer to that, and it'll be good as far as helping you to regulate. Now with exercise, we've also had a video for that, so so there's going to be a lot of links. I apologize for that, but we're trying to keep the videos down to about 10 minutes or less, and so this one will drive it way up. The TIP technique is something that's pulled directly from DBT, and it stands for temperature, intense exercise, paced breathing, and paired muscle relaxation. And so 3 of those are above it, and we have an actual video on specifically on the tip. So we'll put that link down in the description as well. And I would encourage you to pause this video and then go down to those videos before you progress to the next one. Okay, now that you're back, we still have connecting with another person. So we did a video on this as well as doing a hobby that you love to do. And so we'll have that link in below as well. And really what it is, I mean, when we're in stressful places, we have a tendency to disconnect or to isolate. And oftentimes when we're really emotionally dysregulated, that's not what we want to do. Even if somebody's just physically there in a room with us, we're social creatures. So isolation or intense isolation is usually not ideal for us, particularly in times of high stress. If you need to distance yourself momentarily to just get rid of the stimulus, then absolutely. Then removing yourself from a high stimulus situation to get to a lower stimulus is great. But once you kind of got into a calmer state, then what you want to do is you want to connect again. And so, so one of the things that we want to do is not isolate ourselves. That we want to try and connect with, when we want to try and connect with people that we care for the most. And so I want you to list 3 people that might be there for you and that you could be there for them in times of stress, because we want to make sure that that it's reciprocal, that like that you're not there to just take and take, that you're able to give to this other person as well, and that will lend itself to a long-term relationship with this other individual. So as far as hobbies and interests, it's really good for situations that you have no control over. So something bad has happened, there's nothing you can do about it. And what you want to do is you want to try and, it's a good means of distraction. So if you're an artist, painting or drawing, if you're a musician, picking up your guitar or drums, or whatever instrument that you have, and it provides a distraction from the feelings or event. So I want you to make a list of the 3 things that you can do when you're stressed and you can't connect with another individual. Okay, so now that you've done that, that's it for our first session with this. So what we want to do is I want you to really take an honest effort. Okay, so over the next 7 days, I want you to connect with somebody. So somebody who is on that list that you wrote down, I want you to connect. And that can be either through email, that can be a text, that can be video chat, being in person. Doesn't even have to be a long time. It just needs to be a connection. So, and that's just one connection over the next 7 days. If you already have plans for that, I want you to build in an extra connection with somebody, or it could be with the same person. I also want you to do, if you've listed a hobby, I want you to do that hobby at least once in the next 7 days. And so we want to try and build this in as a routine, that this is something that you're doing on a regular basis. Skills like this that we're going to be doing in this class, if you only do it once, I guarantee if you try to use it in a high stress scenario, it'll be a lot less effective. And so everything that I'm going to give you to do in this class, it'll take practice. And so I would encourage you, obviously this is a video, I can't make you do anything. So what I would do is what I'm asking for is, these are suggestions that I'm giving you, because we know that these time frames kind of work, and that you can build that up. So I hope and encourage you to follow those, and we'll see you in the next session.